We're here today outside the High Courts, where a case for equal marriage for the citizens of Northern Ireland has begun. Two couples brought the case to the courts when they were unhappy with the lack of progress that was happening in Assembly. Due to the fact that Northern Ireland are the only country in the UK who have not yet supported equal marriage, and after the successful referendum in the South, the couples are hoping for a positive outcome from this case.
We're basically here today as an extension of the battle for equal marriage, and I think we saw a tremendous result a few weeks ago in the south of Ireland. People campaigning, fighting and organising to get equal marriage in the south, and that obviously was passed, and they were vindicated in the polls. We saw, in the past few weeks in Belfast, a similar movement emerge on the streets to say, people in the north demand and want the ability to marry like they can in Dublin or London, and today really is an extension of that battle, and there's people in the courts to put it to the courts to say LGBT people should be treated fairly, should be treated equally, and today is an extension of that battle through the courts.
Do you think it's necessary to bring this case to the courts? Is it not enough to let Assembly figure it out?
Well, I think it's a case of fighting on different fronts. I believe that the best way to get, the only real way to get equal marriage is through a big campaign on the streets, through mobilising people, through organising the trade union movement, community groups, LGBT groups and political activists as well. But I think this is just another angle to go down, because people are sick and tired of the politicians failing them, a majority of politicians failing them time and time again. So I think there's a sense of frustration, and that's borne out by people bringing it in front of the court today. But I think the real way is to keep up the pressure, and if there's a court case, if there's politicians coming out with homophobic comments, there should be demonstrations, there should be campaigns, and I just think the pressure needs to be kept up, and I think today is part of putting that pressure on the politicians.
The last 4 times that the Assembly have voted, they have voted against the motion, but in saying that, each time the vote has been narrower. Therefore, don't you think maybe going through the courts is a more aggressive manner to try and get equal rights? Would it not be better to let it play out and hope for a better result the next time that Assembly would vote?
Well, it could be, but I think also it lets the politicians off the hook, to be honest. And as you said yourself, there's a few politicians abstaining from these votes, and parties are claiming to be in favour of civil rights, parties claiming to be in favour of LGBT rights. So it should be a clear message sent to those parties that if you're in favour of LGBT rights, if you're in favour of civil rights, you should be supporting the call on legislation for equal marriage. So I think it's the courts is part of the battle, but I think the focus has to be really on the politicians